Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we are going to be talking about something every single one of you has thought about at least once, and that is, should the main series come back for a season 12? And honestly, I think yes. In fact, I think it would be a mistake for them not to come back with a season 12, so I'm going to be breaking that down. I'm going to tell you guys why I think The Walking Dead needs to return for another season, what it could look like, and why the story is not finished. So first I want to talk about season 11. Season 11 did wrap up a lot of story, but at the same time it just left so much hanging. And it really did. So we got some closure with the Pamela Milton and the Commonwealth storyline, but think back to season 11. We were sitting there thinking, well, what about Rick? What about Daryl, right? What about all these other characters? And obviously we have the spinoffs and those are cool, but they just feel more like side quests or side stories, you know what I mean? It doesn't really feel like that's the direction that the Walking Dead universe needs to be going in. I definitely would not want the Walking Dead universe to conclude in a spin-off era. That just doesn't make any sense. I don't think you end The Walking Dead while all these shows are happening, just like Dead City, The Ones Who Live, Daryl Dixon, this. Like, I think you need to bring it all back for The Walking Dead season 12. And then even if that's the final season, I think that would be way better than ending it, during the spin-off era. I just don't believe that's the way it needs to go. Another thing that just bothers me is that, the original series ended without Rick Grimes. And I just don't think that that's right. I just don't think The Walking Dead original series needs to end without Rick. I mean, it started with Rick, right? It started with Rick waking up in the hospital, and not having him in the final season really, in my opinion, makes it feel insanely unfinished. I think we all deserve to see Rick Grimes tie back into the main show and have that storyline again. I just believe we need that. I don't think that it should be a spin-off thing. I think we need Rick's story tying back in with the original series, with all the characters we love. It just feels unfinished to me. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that, but I don't think that The Walking Dead or Rick's story needs to end in the spin-off era. I think we need The Walking Dead back for season 12. So, my next point is, I really truly believe that the universe works better united. I really do. So, as of right now, we have The Ones Who Live, Daryl Dixon, and Dead City, but in my opinion, it just feels really scattered. Each show is just doing its own thing, and instead of one epic story with all the characters we love, we're getting bits and pieces. So a season 12 could bring everyone together again. Imagine Rick and Michonne returning to Alexandria, Daryl coming back from Europe, Maggie and Negan dealing with their fallout. All these threads could just come together, and it would be incredible. Like, all this could converge into one massive season. I really believe that's what all the fans want. I don't think anybody at this point that's a Walking Dead fan would be against this. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't think we want disconnected adventures anymore. I believe we want our family reunited. I think that's what we want. That's what everybody should want, right? We want to see a happily ever after. And I mean, hey, if you continue The Walking Dead for like 3 more seasons, I'm not going to complain. I don't think anybody would complain about that except the haters. But yeah, that's my second point, is that the universe works better united. My third point is that I believe the characters still have a lot more to give to us fans, right? If you think about the characters that were left behind in the finale, Judith and RJ are still growing up in this world. Ezekiel became the new leader of the Commonwealth, but we don't really know what's going on there, right? We barely got to see anything about Ezekiel and the Commonwealth. Like, I just think Daryl deserves to go back to the Commonwealth. Like, I think all these characters deserve, a better ending, right? I just don't think that The Walking Dead season 11 was a true ending. It wasn't the true ending, right? I think Daryl deserves to come home after everything he's been through. I just don't know. It just doesn't seem right. And then now you have Rick, and his reunion with RJ and Judith and Michonne was not in the main series, which in my opinion was a really missed opportunity, but a season 12 could give us just more emotional payoffs, right? Like, it would let us see our survivors finally start building a new future together after 11 seasons of heartbreak and loss. I mean, a season 12 would give all of us fans true hope again, right? Like, it would give us all true hope. And we could really have genuine curiosity again in what's going to happen next, right? I mean, if The Walking Dead came back for season 12 and they just released a sick, awesome trailer, I think it could be huge again. I really do, man, especially with Rick back in the lead. So that's my third point. The characters still have so much more to give. Now, my fourth point is that the fan base still really cares. The Walking Dead does not pull in the same numbers that it did. We obviously know that, right? Everyone knows that The Walking Dead is not nearly as popular as it was. But you can't look at that by itself and think, oh, the fan base is not massive, because it is still massive. There's still a huge fan base for The Walking Dead all across the world. I mean, just look at The Ones Who Live, for example. I told you guys about the numbers that did, bringing in, numbers similar to The Walking Dead Season 7 on AMC Plus, just in America. So, I mean, look at social media. It was buzzing. YouTube channels blew up with breakdowns. There was all kinds of, ways to measure how excited everyone was for The Ones Who Live, and obviously it was very exciting. And obviously a lot of fans came back for that. People who had stopped watching The Walking Dead came back for Rick and Michonne. So imagine a season 12 with Rick and Michonne back at the lead. It would be huge. The passion in the fan base is still alive and well, in my opinion, and I still think these characters mean so much to people. And I just think AMC would be absolutely crazy not to continue The Walking Dead. I really do. I truly think that there's so much opportunity and there's so much passion in the fan base. Obviously, we have to see what the stories would be, but I mean, I just truly think they would be crazy not to tap into that energy and continue the story the way it needs to be continued, not with the spinoffs, but with the actual Walking Dead Season 12, a continuation of the story that we all loved. I think the break has been good, but we need to continue it. Now, my fifth point and my final point is the setup that we have. I think we have a perfect setup here. I think Season 11 really set the stage for more. I think the Commonwealth is in a good spot. Alexandria and the Hilltop are rebuilding, and there's a sense of a new beginning. I really believe that's a perfect starting point for a Season 12, for a starting point, right? Instead of just surviving, the groups could finally start asking bigger questions, right? How do you survive long term? How do you govern long term? How do you rebuild technology, trade, communication, weapons, all that other stuff, right? What happens when other larger communities from other countries show up, right? I mean, how cool would that be? Other large communities from different countries showing up somehow, right? Maybe they have some sort of technology or something, and they find out about the Commonwealth. I mean, there's all kinds of cool dynamics they could tap into. There's so much creativity potential. There's so much unexplored potential in the Walking Dead universe, and a Season 12 could dive into that while still giving us, the same traditional action and, scary moments and character drama that made The Walking Dead what The Walking Dead became, right? I mean, we could still have all those elements while tapping into all these things they've never tapped into before. There's so much potential, and I know Scott Gimple has the brain to do this. I know he has the ability to do this. I know he could do this if he truly wanted to and if the actors wanted to do it. So, obviously, there's a lot of things that have to happen, but man, the setup is perfect for a Season 12. Everyone coming back together, all these unexplored things, all these things they could tap into, different communities from different countries, maybe from different parts of the U.S., how to rebuild and govern long-term and actually survive. So many different things they could look into and tap into and continue the story the correct way, not with the spinoffs. So that's pretty much all my points, guys. So at the end of the day, I believe The Walking Dead deserves a Season 12. I think it needs one. I just don't believe the story is finished. I think the characters are not done. And I think all of us fans are still sitting here waiting to see the show return to the former glory, to return to what it once was. Whether AMC will ever decide to actually bring this back is an entirely different question. But if they want to keep the universe alive and keep people interested and invested, there's no better way, no bigger way than to continue the original series and finally give us the ending that this show deserves, that this universe deserves, that we deserve, right? That these characters deserve. I think it needs an official ending, and there's no better way to do that than a Season 12. But anyways, that's pretty much going to do it, guys. What do you think? Do you guys think AMC should bring back Season 12, or are you happy with the spinoffs carrying the torch? Personally, I am not happy with the spinoffs carrying the torch. I think we need a Season 12. But if you guys Enjoyed the breakdown. Please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. I would love to hear what you guys have to think about this. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more Walking Dead content. Thank you guys for watching. And remember, stay safe out there in the crazy world, man. I love you guys. We are the Walking Dead. Peace.